Hello, and welcome to Lumpia and Latkes. I'm Jay, a Filipino-American.
And I'm Mitch, an American Jew. We are friends
and former co-workers
who riff all day at work and decided to create this podcast for extended conversations on anything that intrigues us.
We won't always get it right, but we'll do what we can. Thanks for joining us. This episode, History of Console Video Games Very Abridged. It's History of Console Video Games Very Abridged. And on this episode, we're going to have our actual, our first ever, official guest, someone that has his own, streaming channel and Twitch.
Yes.
And, he's my good friend for many years from middle school and high school. Guy I'm proud to call friend, Anthony of Knightcap Gaming. Hey, man, how's it going?
Very, very good. Yes, I am over here. I come from a channel called Knightcap Games, where we play all kinds of games, horror games, friend slap games. We have Justin, who often plays was that Overwatch. I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hate
okay.
it. So he plays it by himself.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yep. And when
Is it Overwatch or Overwatch 2? Or both?
There is no Overwatch 2. There never was an Overwatch 2.
I thought there was
That's a
That's
psyop.
amazing. Really?
That's a psyop. That's a psyop from Blizzard.
I see.
Okay.
You didn't hear, huh?
No.
I used to play.
Yeah,
I used to play Overwatch. I used to play Junkrat.
Overwatch 2, we call it a psyop because they got rid of Overwatch 2, merging it with Overwatch 1. So now it's just back to being Overwatch.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
And now
well,
they're finally adding in the one-player content, and it does done nothing to save the game. And honestly, I'm kind of happy.
Fair
enough, man. And so you stream once a week? What days?
Yeah, so we usually stream. I stream with a friend of ours named Jack once a week. Though I used to stream much more often, and I'm trying to get back into streaming much more often, doing my own individual streams on Nightcap Games, just like Justin does. We don't really have a set schedule or time, so it's always recommended that you just keep your notifications, on for us, and
Gotcha.
we are working on a Discord to give people a heads up of when we are going to stream.
Okay.
That way you got a little bit more of time, but I'm the person who does everything, so.
Yep, all the editing, and you can find them at twitch.tv/Nightcap Games, right? Is that what it is?
Yep,
Okay.
and on YouTube.
And on YouTube, right, where you have your recorded streams there as well.
Yes.
So,
Sweet.
Okay, now we've got all the plugs out of the way. Other than the fact that, hey, if you want to see me on some of this content, I was on one episode of Nightcap News, which is Anthony's podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is...
Okay.
I was on there about talking as the guy who had the Switch to when it first came out. Talking about how his responses and reactions to what the console is.
Yeah, I really wanted to interview somebody who had gotten it the day of and how it was, and it was really fun. It was a good final episode of the podcast.
Final? You're not doing it again?
Wow.
No,
probably not.
Okay.
I don't know. We might. Me and Justin by ourselves might continue it, but we haven't talked about it yet. But
fair
Jay, you're not supposed to close out podcasts, man, okay? You're supposed to,
I didn't know I was going to be the first and only guest on the... okay. Let's go on to other happier things. And then also, recently...
Wait a minute, that was a pilot? Was that the pilot, too?
No,
he had
okay, I was about to say,
another
wow.
episode with his friends. So, yeah.
We had
cool. Right.
So it was three of us, right, on the pilot episode. That was really way longer than it was supposed to be. And then Jay was kind of a special episode because I couldn't get the other guys to join me at the same. We couldn't all get on at the same time. So I just did a special episode with Jay and where I interviewed him, and I plan on doing that more often. But we had some tension about whether we should do a podcast along with everything else that we do. And we postponed it, though. Me and Justin are thinking about starting up again because we enjoy talking about gaming news all the time,
Yeah.
Okay,
which we
cool.
still
Very
do,
cool.
but we do it during our normal
during
gameplay.
Right, during your streams. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I got you.
And also talking about streams, I was also on one episode, hopefully first of many, with Knightcap Games for is the demo of We Gotta Go, which is a game where everybody has to take a shit. Basically, you have to take a shit and you have to find the key to the toilet, which is inside basically a haunted house, and you got to.
Oh wow!
So
Interesting.
the story is you and your friends are all in a van on a road trip.
Right.
You stop at a gas station, but the
Okay.
gas station's got one working toilet and it's already taken.
Wow.
Right, everything else is just destroyed. So you buy what you need at the gas station, including suppositories, and then you go, and then you go, and diapers, and you go on a trip. But you gotta stop. You just gotta go. Right, and you
Okay.
stop, and it's at a haunted house. And so you got to make your way to the bathrooms and unlock the bathrooms in the haunted house as the house gets angrier at you.
Oh, that's
More
funny.
and more energy.
That's funny.
More and more
That's
enemies,
hilarious.
and all the enemies that are in the haunted house do not like poop or farts. They don't like any of that. It's a good weapon to get them away from you. Anyway,
Interesting.
check that out. I'll put links on our Facebook and all that.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, let's get into what we're here for. History of console games, very abridged. This is a lot of stuff for us to cover in something that I did not start timing for.
Nope, you did not.
No, sure I didn't. I'm just going to call it 28 minutes left. Why not?
Yeah, good luck.
That's fine.
We got this.
I mean, they'll pop up on the thing. Anyway, so console gaming. I mean, where do we start, right? So I think we start with Pong.
Pong.
Pong. Everybody knows
Yeah.
Pong. Actually, before that, before even Pong,
There was one before Pong.
Yeah,
yes.
there's a game called Tennis for Two, which was on a cathode ray amusement device, which was 1947, and the game was actually developed in October 1958 by two guys. Let's see here. No, by one guy, William Higginbotham.
Yep.
Which basically it's kind of a game, but doesn't have any like points or anything. It's basically just it's tennis. It's a different version of Pong. It
Like
kind of
sort of
lines.
is, but
Yeah.
To me, Computer Space was the real first arcade game.
Yeah, sure.
Truly, it was. That was the first computer-based game, if you will.
Yeah. Well,
in my mind.
But the first commercially
commercially,
one
yeah,
was
yeah.
Pong, which was developed by Nolan Bushnell and Atari.
That's right.
Yes. Yes. My mother actually got to and was obsessed with playing with Pong. And so it was one of the very first games I also got to play as a kid because my mother loved to take me to arcades as a kid in Jersey. So in Jersey, there was a ton of them in the 90s, and she used to always take me, and we used to play that and Pac-Man. She hated Mario, OG Mario, where you had to climb and scale.
Donkey Kong?
Yeah, well, and the other Mario.
No, the Mario Brothers, where you're like against like your other brother, and you're like hitting,
Oh,
like, the
that
things,
one?
right?
Yeah.
with the power box middle.
She was awful at it. She was awful at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one
She
of those
did
games
like
that
Donkey
you
Kong, though. She did like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm very familiar with Pong, and I was always really good at it.
Man.
Good with it as a kid.
Pong, very simple stuff. Like it started out like I my dad he was a gamer before I was, and he had all the old stuff, and he had several different console games that were just straight up just Pong. Plug it into a little RF modulator into your TV back in the day when you had to use a little coaxial cables to plug in, and it wasn't even fucking AV. It was like just straight up little antenna type thing that you plug into your TV.
Yes, sir.
And you had to set the channel to either 3 or 4 because they had to match the frequency in order to work. And then it was just a black and white screen that popped up, and it's a little paddle, and it's an interesting thing. Pong was
Believe it or not, I still have that adapter.
oh yeah,
I still have it, and I still can plug it into my big ass TV, 58-inch, and play Pong because I still have Pong.
I did not play the Magnavox version. My first version was the Atari version, which my brother had.
Yep, that's
my
what I
brother
have.
was considerably older than me, but not my mother's child. He's a half brother.
Okay.
And he was 15 years older than me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So and he had one of the earliest game systems, I was Atari,
Sure.
and he loved Pong too, and he used to bring that over our house all the time and hook it up. Even though it
Pong
was
is such a
ancient.
simple game, but it's like, something addictive about it. It's just like, it's that easy to understand,
Completely.
You walk up to it, and it's like one of those games, it's like, everybody just knows what to do. It's like, oh, a little thing that flips back and forth. Let me move these lines. Oh, cool, there it is.
That's it.
It's a very simple concept, but it works. And then past that, we also have Tetris. Everybody knows Tetris.
Yeah, but Tetris is kind of you're putting the cart before the horse, in my opinion, sir. Tetris really didn't make its name until Nintendo. We still got the Atari system.
It's true, but I'm just like, it's part of like the very first games that anybody ever thinks about. Like,
Oh yeah, if you're just talking about games,
Oh, first games. First games in general.
Tetris
I have to go with
huge.
Nintendo. I mean, don't get me wrong. I never had the Atari myself. I didn't get the Atari until I got married. My wife had the Atari. We still have it to this day. But my neighbors had the Atari, so that would be my first ones that I remember. But for me, it was NES, Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah.
That was the pinnacle of my childhood. Was playing that NES.
Yeah, so Tetris is interesting because Tetris is obviously actually has a story to it, even if you don't realize it. And it's about Russian oligarchs.
Yes.
And it was made by a Russian man who was old enough to remember the Russian oligarchy at the time. And this was made during the pretty much in the middle of the USSR. So USSR, if you don't know, would fall in 1993, and so this was like in the middle of that.
Yeah, I mean Tetris. I mean, it's a really good game. It's solid. It's just just putting your blocks together. You got the L shape, the square shape, and the long lines. Everybody always waits for the long lines to clear out the lines at the bottom. Anybody ever see that movie? I didn't watch it myself. The Tetris movie with who is it? Who is it? The guy.
Oh yeah.
Who's the guy that's in there? He plays the dude. He played Rocket Man. He played
Taron Egerton.
Yeah, Taron Egerton. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's good. He's a good actor.
I have not seen the Tetris movie.
I didn't watch the movie, but I do know of it because me being a K-pop guy. I mean, aespa girl group did a song for did the main song for Tetris, right. and it uses the song of one of the background musics for the music that goes when you're playing the game. It's like do 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 that song.
Right.
And they made it to a K-pop song, which is pretty good.
Oh,
anyway,
nice.
That's why I know it. But
gotcha.
I don't know. I didn't actually watch it. I don't know. I couldn't say whether it's good or bad. Apparently, Anthony says bad. I don't know.
Yeah. That's what I heard. I heard it was an absolutely awful movie.
I never even knew it was out. That's how
it came out a long time ago.
Greatly unpopular it was. Yeah, 2023 is the release date.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. I mean, that's I don't know.
Never even knew it existed.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how accurate it is. I'm sure they took some liberties because it is Hollywood. Whatever they do.
And it's a game about, and they're making a movie about a game with falling blocks.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
I mean, it's an interesting story. I mean, from the way they paint it, it's like you saw the games like this thing could be a big thing. It's
right?
Like, I don't know. It might have something. I don't know.
I mean, the man's story is interesting. He was literally in like a disheveled living apartment and
right.
nothing else to do, and he just programmed a game with some tools on some hardware, leftover hardware. So I mean, it's inspiring, certainly.
Sure,
yeah,
absolutely. But I don't think he got credit for it at all. I'm pretty sure. It was in Russia. You don't think he got shit for it?
It would take like 20-something years.
Yeah.
For him.
I mean, this was a time where people getting licenses and all that stuff and legal red tape. It's like it was a new era. It was a new industry. So all that kind of information for having protection against your own IP was just not really something people thought of.
No.
Not at that
Right.
time. But anyway, so Atari.
Disney hadn't gotten a hold of the industry yet.
Oh, that's right. Oh, don't
To
get me
make
started
sure.
on Disney. Don't get me started on Disney. We said that a bunch of times on here. Let's roll out. Let's roll past that. So, Atari, founded by Nolan Bushnell, who also made fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
That's
Of
right,
all
man.
things. That makes no
Chuck E.
fucking
Cheese.
sense.
Oh,
It's
why
like-
not, dude?
I mean-
He got out of the Atari business because he was done with the way the console wars were at that
Yeah.
point. He was pissed off with everybody
Yeah.
and all the crap he did. He took all his money out and he made Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese, because he loves animatronics.
Let's
Yes,
not
he does.
paint the man as a saint. He nearly destroyed the gaming
Oh,
industry before it got
100%.
started.
Totally agree with you there.
E.T. Yeah.
He jumped out. Oh man, E.T. was so bad. It was
Yeah.
probably one of, if not the worst
It was
Atari
one of the
game
final
ever.
straws for the video game crash of like the
Yes, it
1980s.
was. Yeah, early 80s. I think it was 83 was the
Right.
crash.
Yeah.
And then he sold Chuck E. Cheese to what do they call that when those companies that just buy up other companies and piecemeal
Yeah.
them out? What
Yeah.
do they call
What's
it?
that
I don't remember what it
name
is now.
Yeah, there's a name for that kind of company that does that kind of stuff.
The Chuck E. Cheese is still dying even to this day.
Oh, yeah,
we've,
sure.
we've covered that at pretty good length.
talked about
I've
that,
actually, I've actually been to one of their locations that they revamped with Big Chuck's or whatever it is.
Yep. Yeah.
Chuck's Arcade. Yeah.
Chuck Arcade, thank you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
It's-
just a POS in my opinion. It's just, I,
wouldn't-
mean, it
Point of
they're-
sale?
they're-
Oh, okay.
The point of sale. That's it.
Fantastic.
Totally point of
I
sale.
it's got to be at least a decade ago now. But I took my friend and her child to Chuck E. Cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Just she was in town and I was a kid wanted to go to Chuck E. Cheese, so we took
Sure.
her to Chuck E. Cheese and I
Sure.
paid for it and everything and whatever. And I was just like, oh, this would be fun. And then I go in there, no ball pit. No,
Yeah.
No ball
no
pit.
jungle
Yeah.
gym.
That's right.
No
Yeah.
jungle gym thing. No
Uh-huh.
outside thing. No animatronics.
No
Nope.
animatronics.
No
they killed all
animatronics.
those. It
That's
was
it.
ridiculous.
All gone.
Now they just got a
All
big
they had-
Jumbotron and like a dancing pad.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
cool.
this wasn't a very big Chuck E. Cheese, right? And I was always I figured they just packed it tight. I'd never been in there before, and I'm
Oh.
in there, and it's not packed tight. You could probably count on two hands how many arcade machines were in the one room that this place was.
Right.
Oh.
And it was hot garbage. It was just so bad. You didn't get tickets anymore. You got digital tokens on an
Yep.
account, so
Yep.
you had to
Yeah.
sign
That's how they all
in
do it. Yeah. It's
Yep.
really
to
terrible.
something. We had to sign in at every machine so that you could
Yep.
get the tokens and whatever. And
It was retarded. Yep.
yeah.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Yeah, arcades aren't what they used to be. But that's another conversation in and of itself.
It's like $3
let's
a
go-
game.
Yeah, let's go to Nintendo. Nintendo started as a fucking playing card company.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Do you want to know what's
Not just any playing card company. Not just any playing card company.
No.
So playing cards were by this time often associated with the Yakuza
Yeah.
and other gangs and gambling.
That's right.
And because of this, most companies in Japan would not touch. Actually, at this point, no other companies in Japan would touch playing cards and Hanafuda cards.
Okay.
Neither, right? So they would not touch American playing cards at all with a 10-foot pole, and even few and most places were not doing Hanafuda cards anymore because they were also being used for gambling. But the OG creator of Nintendo was quite literally an OG from the samurai era, and
That's
did
what I
not give
heard.
a flying fuck about what people thought about him, his company, or his family, and was. I'd like to say this is only a rumor that he had ties to Yakuza. Because
Interesting.
and it's rumored obviously because, well, he sold to them. He was the only person making those cards and selling these cards to them that they often needed. And so they assume that he had some kind of ties to them to make that business without getting into trouble and without really having any issues selling to your regular people and other customers. Nintendo was never, canceled, what we would call canceled. They were never
Right.
ousted for doing this. They were just considered brave for doing it
No,
instead.
it was the basis of where they started all of their money, where they started going into stuff, and I mean they branched off into all sorts of different things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, it was brave of them to try and legitimize a business that was, associated with such shady acts. I mean,
True.
it's amazing.
Yep.
But then you get into, Nintendo has their thing with the Nintendo Entertainment System, right?
Yes,
And then the Super
their breakthrough.
Nintendo and all that stuff. But then it's all of a sudden it's Nintendo versus Sega, right?
Yep.
And then you have Nintendo is like 8-bit and Sega's like 16-bit, right?
Yes. Well, that's basic. So
Is that it? Or
Sega
is it
first
8 and 8?
started out. Sega first started out. They actually did actually have 8-bit games.
That's
but
right.
their
Yeah,
console,
the Master System.
right. Their console you could actually
Yeah.
upgrade to a 16-bit system.
Right.
And then they started selling it as 16-bit systems. But once the 16-bit system started coming out, I believe that's when Super Nintendo also came out to kind of catch up, if not keep in pace with Sega at that point. And Nintendo eventually just pushed them pretty much out. I mean, so I think Sega sold to someone. I can't remember who.
Sega shot themselves in the foot,
That's right.
and then Nintendo's goof up killed Sega. So
Yeah.
they both did 8-bit consoles, right?
Right.
Then 16 bits coming out. Well, as Mitch said, the 16-bit, what Sega first did was you could upgrade the console with a peripheral, right, that allowed you to play up to 16-bit games. But Nintendo made the Super Nintendo, upgrading to 16 gigs or 16 bits, and then you had then Sega would come out with its next console that natively did 16. That was Sega's issue. Sega believed in rather than just shoving another console in the beginning, it was just instead of shoving another console, just here's a peripheral that will immediately upgrade you.
Yep.
Whereas Nintendo was like, no, we're
Whole
gonna
new
make
setup,
sure
baby.
that we do this and we do this right, and did not have to do it again. Sega often made too much. It was easier. So like if you had an 8-bit console and you wanted to go upgrade to 16, you could, and it was cheaper than just buying a new system, obviously. But this is the new age of computers, and most people don't understand them. Your average consumer is not going to understand it.
That's right.
So they don't understand why this peripheral is needed.
Right.
Especially parents buying it for kids.
That's right.
And then Sega comes out with the actual 16-bit console. Well, now they're wondering why they would want to buy that for their kids when they just bought a peripheral that's doing the same thing, and the same would go for the 32.
Yep.
This is also during a time before PCs were the way that they were.
Oh,
Consoles
absolutely.
were not made of your average computer parts. These days, your PS5 and your Xboxes, and even your Nintendos are made with the same computer parts, NVIDIA graphics, graphic cards,
Right.
or GPUs,
Right.
your MSI and Asus motherboards,
Right.
et cetera, right? Corsair RAM.
Yep.
They're all made with the same things, maybe with slightly tweaked specs based on their user interface. Back then, everything was made proprietary.
Yep.
By hand,
That's
by
right.
engineers at
Yep.
these companies. For example, most famously, Super Nintendo's is called the No FX chip, and the FX chip.
Okay.
And they really are the ones who spearheaded the 16-bit era and further beyond, because with these FX chips. It's
Right.
also it's also what helped create the Nintendo's very first blunder, which was their VR. Oh, what the hell was that called?
The Power
The
Glove?
Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy.
Oh, Virtual Boy. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Virtual Boy would come first, then Power Glove.
Okay.
It was a lot of blunders after Virtual Boy.
Virtual
Yeah.
Boy, I had a friend who had a Virtual Boy, or like actually my sister had a friend who had a Virtual Boy, and that thing was just, it's if you ever. Have you ever looked at the at any emulation of the Virtual Boy? It's like it all comes up across as red and black because that's what it was. It was just a red.
Wow.
It was a black screen that you looked at, and the red came through with all the graphics, and it's supposed to look 3D. It never really worked right. It was a terrible thing, but it's a cool thing to look at. It's definitely part of Nintendo history. It's pretty neat.
Yeah,
it's not fun to play.
It's a great way to get a headache.
Yeah, sure. But then back to this, right? And then Sony. At some point, wanted to get into the gaming space, and their first attempt was with Nintendo, and someone found the prototype for the Super Nintendo that had a CD-ROM prototype developed by their partnership with Sony, and
They squashed it.
they
real
squashed
quick.
it. They didn't. They had differences, and eventually Nintendo said, you know what, we're going to partner with Philips, which gave us the CDI, which is another blunder. Because the CDI, they had a horrible relationship with them, and the CDI wasn't even really its own system. It's like there were multiple different versions of the CDI that came out with like just different controllers and different stuff. It's like it wasn't really standardized the way that it should have been.
So the CDI was made by the company,
By the company
it
CDI.
was not, the system itself was not in partnership with Nintendo. This was the only time that Nintendo had ever given permission for another system to have its exclusive
IP.
Nintendo properties. Not only that, it was also the only time that Nintendo allowed anybody to not have oversight over their own property.
Right.
So the CDI did not have oversight with Zelda, with Mario, which is why you get the weird, janky CDI builds. Of
Right.
With all the memes attached to them.
Yep. Now, Sony with Nintendo was that Sony was looking to get into the game market, but they thought it was too expensive to do it themselves, so they partnered with Nintendo. However, when Sony brought to them a system that would work with CDs, Nintendo laughed at them. The president laughed at Sony and said that CDs were not the future because they were they were easily damaged, unreliable, and they did not appeal to children. And
it's funny how he says that.
But
it's come back full circle. Let's put it. Let's be fair. It's come back full circle.
Well, I mean, they were right.
At the time that they were using CDs, and all the games that came on CD were all like interactive media. What they used, they like to say interactive media. They never said games,
right?
And that's the problem.
If you're hearing popping, I apologize. That's me messing with my.
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. Thank God for my wife. Anyway, so Sony went and took the system. Right, it was a much bulkier system that I think was even looking to incorporate a cartridge also, but they basically cut it in half. What you see on the prototype is very similar to the end product of what the Sony PlayStation would ultimately become. Which, by the way, if you are ever looking to see what the prototype with your own eyes, that prototype is now in the Nintendo Museum.
That's crazy.
As it should be, yeah.
Yeah. It is technically owned by Nintendo. They found one of the prototypes. It was in somebody's garage of an old developer, and he was nice enough the story goes that he was nice enough to donate it to them, to the museum.
I mean, it's a part of gaming history. I mean, I would hope that if anyone else found that kind of prototype, they'd do the same because, again, it's something that's so meaningful to gaming as a whole, not just console gaming, just gaming in general, because I mean, there's a lot of history there. So.
Gaming history and archiving in Japan is very different. They have a very different mindset than outside of Japan. In Japan, they believe in more private collections and not sharing with the public. Their collections, right? Whereas like the gaming historian and Matt Pat and other many YouTubers have contributed to a different approach in which they ROM dump these games, these rare games, so that anybody can play them at any time.
Right.
That are, these games that are just extinct, not accessible.
Right.
And there's a if you ever wonder why it's so hard to get these games from overseas, especially from Japan, it's because that private collectors in Japan will actually actively try to outbid Americans so that product doesn't come over here and that doesn't end up in foreign hands.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's really a different mindset. They don't think that they think that it should be in private collections rather than in public collections, not museum-fied, instead enjoyed by the individual who is lucky enough to get it.
Interesting.
Whether you agree with it or not, it is what it is. I'm not gonna stamp on anybody's cultural belief. Yeah. So it is what it is. Yeah. But that's why, if you're wondering why it's so odd, and that's why I said the story goes that it was donated to museums, because that's not really something that normally happens that often.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So let's go back to this, and then eventually Sega gets killed off for console gaming, and the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast, the final thing. I have a Dreamcast. I love the Dreamcast. Gave us Crazy Taxi and Space Channel 5 and Samba de Amigo. Gave us a lot of stuff. Gave us a lot of things that were futuristic.
Sonic Adventures.
Yep. Gave us a lot of features. Like it gave us proper online gaming for a little bit, for Phantasy Star Online and stuff.
Yes.
Dreamcast was ahead of its time, and it was really just the nail in the coffin for Sega as a console brand. They still make games today, but not for their own consoles.
Yes. Dreamcast wasn't the first online. PS2 was.
Right.
But it was the first one that could do it natively.
Right.
And it was the only one that had a stable connection.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know.
Yeah. And then along comes Microsoft, who, everybody knows them for Windows and being the juggernauts of the PC space. And then all of a sudden, like, hey, you know what? We're going to make the fucking Xbox. It's like, okay. And, the Xbox is just a giant ass fucking brick that had no real design structure to it. It's very ugly, but it's classic. I give you that.
Yeah.
And then that's all I'm going to say about the Xbox, because Xbox, I'm not a Microsoft guy.
You're not a Microsoft guy. Yeah.
No,
I've gone through the ages, man. I've gone through the NES, Super NES, Xbox 360, One. X Series.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a PC the whole time. I never stopped PCing. Yeah.
Am I the only one who had an Xbox and Xbox 360?
Oh no, I did.
I had a 360.
Oh, okay.
I had 360. Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I had the original Xbox, dude. I was the idiot. I was the idiot that traded in all of my NES games, all of my Super NES games, including consoles, and my Nintendo 64 console. To get an Xbox.
No.
That's terrible.
I did. Because I was I'm done. I don't need them anymore. I got the Xbox. I'll have everything I need. Biggest mistake ever.
Don't feel bad. I did trade all that in, but not for an Xbox. It was over time for various things to GameStop. Obviously. You know what? I actually don't 100% know what I did with my 64. But I don't know if that went to GameStop. Back in the day, Toys R Us also used to do trade-ins, so it might have gone
to...
Yeah. There were more Toys R Us's in Jersey than there were GameStops back then.
Okay.
And the one I regret, and the way that you do, is I got rid of my GameCube.
Yeah.
I got rid of my GameCube and all of the games with it.
Oh boy!
To get a PlayStation Portal.
Wow!
Because I knew.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because I knew I would be getting a Wii for Christmas. My mom had asked me if I wanted it. I was already an adult by this point.
Wow!
My mom was like, "Yeah, you want a Wii?" He's like, "Yeah," and I got rid of my GameCube, not knowing that the Wii was backwards compatible. So I got rid of all the GameCube games, even brand new ones that I had just gotten for Christmas.
And those things are expensive as shit these days.
Before.
They
Oh,
are.
yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, my
we're
God.
talking Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Oh yeah, classics.
We're talking Mario, all the Mario tennis and baseball games.
I feel for you, man. I feel for you.
I was devastated. I had Star Fox games. If it was an expensive GameCube game, if it's an expensive GameCube game now, think of the most expensive GameCube game you own. I had it.
Wow.
I had it. I had it at the
Man.
time.
I feel like a lot of people made that kind of mistake. I mean, we have a coworker, Mitch and I have a coworker who admitted himself that he gave up like his whole game collection at some point, way before like the game market kind of boomed. And it's like it's a mistake. It's a mistake that happens, but you live and learn. You can't go back and fix it. It's where it is.
No.
You can try and rebuy your stuff from like secondhand stores, but it's not quite the same.
It's so hard getting that collection back. My brother-in-law is still trying to get a specific Neo Geo console, a specific one. He's got all the other some of the other systems and everything in television, Coleco, all those oldies. But there's a certain Neo Geo one, a certain model that he's looking for, and that will complete his set.
I am the king of collecting the wrong thing. I am the king of collecting things that will never appreciate in value and getting rid of all the things that depreciate in value. I promise.
So then you don't have gold and silver and all this kind of.
Nope, I used to. I have.
Okay, but all right, and let's kind of wrap it up because now we weren't going to go over all this stuff anyway.
Yeah,
but,
probably not.
Motion gaming, that was a big thing. You had the Wii and the Xbox 360 Connect, PlayStation Move, the iToy, and then what was it? Then the Connect for Xbox One as well. I think that was probably the last one of like real motion gaming.
Would you like to know some about the motion gaming, the PlayStation motion gaming?
Yeah, sure, very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. So PlayStation motion gaming is interesting because the controllers, peripherals would be used all the way until the end of the life of the PS4, thanks to PSVR.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's great.
In fact, it was needed. You needed to have them to go through certain menus, so you had to have them. I played Riggs; it was my favorite PSVR game. But also, the iToy had its own trading card game.
Wow.
Yeah, for the PS3. Yes, it had 3 sets, and it was like Yu-Gi-Oh coming to life. You would play. It would come the starter set, and it would come with a game, a deck or 2 decks, and a play mat, a special play mat, and you'd put down the play mat on your floor, table, whatever. You'd focus the iToy on it, and when you would play a card, it would come to life in the game. And it was an active trading card game against people online during the PS3 era.
Interesting. Huh. Okay.
It's very cool. It's very cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. And that's going to bring us to the end of our conversation about very abridged history of console gaming. One last thing. RIP to E3 from 2023. RIP. Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hated by people, but I loved it. Anyway.
RIP to Space World, too.
It was bittersweet.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, that brings us to the end of this topic of the week. When we come back, it'll be time for the coffee table. See y'all soon.
Bye-bye.
A coffee table book is designed primarily for display and casual perusal, rather than to be read from cover to cover. These books showcase topics that act as a conversation starter for guests. This is the Google AI overview for what is a coffee table book. Each week we read and discuss such books with or without the coffee. Pull out a chair and take a seat at the coffee table. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Howdy.
Yes, Anthony, it is morning. Yes. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. Anyway, so how you guys doing? How's it going in here? How you guys doing? You got your coffee and all that good crap ready to go?
I drink cran grape ghost energy drink instead now.
Cran
Wow.
grape ghost.
Okay. Ghost energy, huh?
I've never been a fan of the ghost stuff. I know they have it. It's just not for me.
I don't know.
Never had it.
one. It's one of the few I can drink.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And the energy drinks I do drink, it's usually like Red Bull, But it's been a while since I had a Red Bull, honestly.
That shit's that's gasoline.
Yeah, it's not great, but I'm just saying, it tastes okay. You remember back in high school? I don't know if you were in the same group, but for senior night lock-in, they had Angel brought in like a whole bunch of balls. That's what it's called. BAWLS balls and energy drink in like blue glass bottles.
I've never heard of that before.
It was good. I don't know if they still make it. That was good shit.
So I have a texture thing with like beads and stuff. I hate it, right? It drives me nuts. And everybody, that was like the most popular drink in high school, and I absolutely hated it. I despised it so bad. People were like, hold my balls. And I'd be like, no.
You heard that in high school? I heard that in elementary school. And it was from the gym teacher. I was like, huh. Okay. I don't know. I don't talk about those days anymore.
Yes, let's many years of therapy, I'm sure.
Therapy? Who can afford therapy? That's expensive shit. My therapy was just going to the local Blockbuster and getting Ernest Goes to Camp. That's all I would watch. That's on repeat. Like, just watch this, get lost.
That was your therapy, huh?
That's it.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Thanks, Coach Bob. For,
you needed Ernest Goes to Therapy.
Ernest Goes to Therapy. I've never seen that movie. That's quite a thing.
That's it.
But anyway, so it's Monday, and it's Monday, and then yesterday was Easter Sunday. I got confused because I looked at my calendar, and it was like on the the Google calendar or the Samsung calendar, and it said Easter Monday. It was like, doesn't Easter fall on a Sunday? Like,
it always on a Sunday, man.
I don't understand why it says that on the calendar. So
yeah,
you confused me because you're like, oh yeah, we're doing this on Easter Monday.
Yeah,
right. That's right. And I looked at the calendar and said Easter Monday. I'm like, what the?
He said the same thing to me. Same exact thing.
But then the thing is, you motherfuckers didn't correct me. You just let me say it, and you didn't say it was wrong. So that's on you. That's on you. That's not on me. That's on you. Oh, you assholes. Anyway.
Hey man, if you want to look like an ass on your own, I'll just let you do it. Okay.
I don't need any help. Okay.
You certainly don't. You certainly don't. I just step out of the way.
Huh.
I'm not here to correct you to step on your feet while on your own show. I'll just do that on my show when you're on my show.
That's fair. Look, you got a perfect opportunity when you're doing the gaming stuff.
That's right.
All right. So, okay, and then of course for the drinks, because we got to have our coffee. I have something that says coffee on it. A hobo gave it to me when I was walking around earlier today. I think it's
jiggle?
Coffee. It's a little gelatinous. I'm not sure why. It's kind of the color of blood. I'm not sure why. But it says coffee, so I trust him. He seemed like a trustworthy man. He was missing only 2 teeth. So that's what I got. What do you got?
Hang on a minute, man. Hang on a minute.
What?
It's
no, we're just going to zoom past that.
The cup is still bloody here? Wait a minute. I'm confused.
The cup is not bloody. The liquid inside is maybe a little bloody.
All right. Are you up to date on your Tetanus shots? That's all I want to know.
I don't play Tetris. I don't know anything about that.
Okay, excellent. Drink away, sir.
Right. Okay.
I'm taking it simple this morning. I'm just having some chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
That's it.
Okay.
Chocolate milk. Yep.
Okay. Actual, like, what brand are we talking about? We're talking about Yoo-hoo, like just some
Fairlife.
stuff?
Fairlife.
Is Yoo-hoo actually chocolate milk? Is Yoo-hoo even chocolate milk?
No, it's not. Yoo-hoo is definitely not chocolate
water.
Yeah.
It is
that.
It's literally water, and then you add in the little
the fake
syrup. Yeah, and that's all you can do. You can make it at home. Anthony, what you got? You're at the coffee table. What you got?
I got my ghost. I have my cranberry.
That's right. You got your
Cranberry.
ghost. You did say that.
Yep.
You were not
see?
listening, sir.
No, I'm
Oh,
not.
my
I am
goodness.
not, because I'm trying to come up with jokes.
Okay, Pete and repeat. Here we go.
Hey, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Who are you again? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Let me check my name tag.
Oh, you got a name tag?
I wear a name tag to work. I don't know about you.
I got my my name sewn in on my underwear, along with the days of the week. This one says
Aw.
Tuesday.
Okay, well then you're on the right day, sir.
You got a name tag? I don't have employment.
Oh,
I'm the bum.
it's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
It's a hard
that's where you
job
got the
like
coffee
this,
from. Oh, then it's fine.
Oh, are you the one who gave me the coffee? I didn't recognize
Yeah,
you.
duh.
I'm sorry. Hey, you gotta get those teeth fixed. But anyway, yeah. So, and also another preamble thing, since we're talking about random crap before we get into actual stories and books. I went to go see Mrs. Doubtfire the musical yesterday on Easter
Awesome.
Sunday for like around 1:00 at the Norfolk. What is it? Chrysler Hall, right?
Chrysler Hall.
That's what
correct.
it was. Yep.
Was
Good
it
musical.
everything? Was it everything that you would hoped it would be, sir?
I think it was really good. I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, I already watched the bootleg version of it from Broadway, and they made some changes, I guess, to be more tour friendly.
Yeah.
Guys, you heard it here. It's in Norfolk. Now triangulate Jay's position so you can completely dox him
we
because
already
he hasn't
know.
already doxed
We've done that already.
Oh yeah, we've done that already. Yep. Mhm.
We've been there.
Oh yeah, we've talked about our local cuisines and all that shit too. So.
Oh,
Yeah, we're there already.
great.
Oh yeah, yeah. They know we're Hampton Roads guys.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you're saying just Hampton Roads, and they know you're packing the 9, so
Yeah.
they ain't gonna mess with you.
That's right. Except for the fact that I just said I would go to, I go to Broadway musicals. So yeah,
That's right.
I'm a tough guy.
Hey, man, you never know.
Yeah,
You never know.
Yeah.
Somebody was packing a revolver at the theater when they killed Bruce Wayne's parents.
Yeah, that's true.
They were Lincoln. Somebody was packing a revolver when Lincoln was watching.
That's true too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
just because you go see theater doesn't mean you ain't packing.
that's right.
That's true.
The
That's
lead
right.
actor on the stage, he's packing. Just look at his pants. He's got huge bulge. Anyway,
That's why Jay went.
Jeez. That was Mrs. Doubtfire, by the way.
Mrs.
Jay heard
Doubtfire.
about the legendary.
I mean, anyway, it's a good family-friendly musical. It's fun.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. It's a great musical. I got some swag from there for the merchandise. Got a T-shirt and tote bag and all sorts of goodies. It was a fun time.
A strap-on bulge.
I'm very happy for you.
Yeah, they had bulges in stock at the merchandise store.
Yeah,
I was like, this is a little weird.
But hang on a second. Now, Anthony, look. Ask Jay how much he spent for the tickets and where he sat.
Well, I was a theater kid, so I remember the prices. So I'm gonna say 125 for the tickets.
You're not far off. It was like
Nope, it's
118
not.
something a piece, and I sat fifth row back in the left hand side, so I
That's
could
about
see
right.
everything pretty well.
Yeah, you're asking for almost 300 for center front.
Yeah, yeah. But it's also it's cheaper because it's the matinee. It's like a 1 p.m. performance versus the.
I used to
night.
go to my mother when I was younger. My mother used to take me to what's the famous theater in New York City? Famous
Radio City Musical.
No,
No, I don't know which one it was.
Broadway.
Yes.
I used to go to Broadway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go to see Broadway plays all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And and that was back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and they were still expensive for nosebleeds.
Yeah, I myself spent a couple of days up in New York and saw a couple of Broadways myself. It was a lot of fun.
We all got that in
And
common.
I got the last play I actually did see though was The Grinch at Madison Square Garden.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
Which was a lot of fun. That was a
bet.
lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm sure whoever plays the Grinch in that thing probably has a blast because that's a fun role to play.
Yeah, they were doing like a Jim Carrey version.
Okay.
Cool.
That's a hard
At
one
least
to do.
of the Grinch himself. That's what
Gotcha.
he looked like, and they made it snow in Madison Square Garden because if you don't know, Madison Square Garden is a sports theater, sports amphitheater also,
Okay.
and so they could play all types of sports, including like hockey. And
Sure.
though I don't know if it's still set up for that, but they
I
can
think
make
so,
it
yeah.
snow, literally snow inside Madison Square
That's
Garden.
awesome.
That's cool.
That's amazing.
That's really cool. I like
ODU
that.
can do the same thing because they also have a hockey rink.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
I got to go. I went to go see what was it? Evanescence during their second.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, Amy Lee, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's
Now
awesome.
on their
Oh,
second
yes,
tour,
absolutely.
on their second CD, they had a music video where like it was snowing inside the music video.
Oh,
Well,
yeah?
they had it snow in the amphitheater.
Oh,
Or in
awesome.
the hockey rink that we
Yeah,
were
yeah.
all down on the floor of during one of her songs. It was really, really, really cool.
I bet that was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Sound like
was.
fun
It
times.
was also
Mm-hmm.
a relief because we were all packed in like sardines and it was like 80 degrees.
Oh. That
So
sounds
it's
less
relief.
cool. That sounds warm.
It was mostly relief at that point.
Yeah.
Metalheads.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. I like that. All right. Well, enough lollygagging. I'm just tired of sucking on these lollies. Let's go ahead and we're switching up books. We're leaving behind the books of the controversies or what is it? Conspiracies. That's it.
Conspiracy theories. Yeah, we only read a
Conspiracy
couple of
theories.
them, but they were interesting nonetheless.
They were interesting.
But
It's just that
this one-
the ones that are left are just like, I don't really know anything about this.
This one's going to be interesting. My only question is, do you want me to read two or just one?
Read two
today.
because they're kind of short.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will read the two then.
Yeah.
All right.
And the book is called.
The Darwin Awards by Wendy Northcutt.
That's right.
It's commemorating those individuals who ensure the long-term survival of our species by removing themselves from the gene pool in a subliminally idiotic fashion. It's a
That'll
six-book
be
New York
me.
Times bestseller. This one is the Darwin Award in a pig's eye and confirmed by Darwin on the 4th of July, 1991. 3 Eton men died from a fatally flawed plan on the evening of July 4th. James, Billy, and Ashley were killed after their blue Ford pickup rolled over on County Road 24. Hogs and alcohol were the contributing factors to the accident. We found several beer cans in and around the scene, said Sheriff Andrew Watson. The driver had a blood alcohol content twice the legal limit. The event unfolded as follows. The 3 men spent the national holiday drinking. Well, gee, who doesn't, right? I mean, come on. Later that evening, they were struck with a sudden craving for pork chops. Again, who doesn't? They were popping off fireworks when Jimmy said they ought to get some eats, reported Billy's girlfriend, Emma. At 11 p.m., they drove 10 miles to a pig farm, intent on stealing a hog and satisfying that craving for pork chops. One of the men scaled the fence and tied the end of a rope to a plumped quadruped. The other 2 men started pulling on the 400-pound beast. The stress of a struggling hog was too much for the 6-foot chain-link fence, and a 14-foot section collapsed loudly, startling the other hogs into a stampede. I was asleep when I heard this god-awful noise, explained the owner of the farm. I run out of the house with my shotgun and shot off both barrels in the air and yelled at them to go get on out. Sounds just like they're in the farm. The friends loaded up their stolen pig in a hurry, tied the rope to the truck, and sped down the country road in excess of 90 miles per hour. Unfortunately, they forgot to buckle their seatbelts. The pig, on the other hand, was strapped in by its leash. 3 miles down the road, the animal began making a commotion in the back of the pickup truck, causing the vehicle to careen wildly. The swerving lurches threw the pig from the back of the truck, and it was dragged along the dirt road about a half a mile. Distracted by the commotion and impeded by the friction of the pig, the driver hit a soft shoulder and rolled the truck 40 feet, ejecting all 3 men from the vehicle and killing them. The victims were discovered at 5 a.m. by a passing motorist. Police caution motorists to drive sensibly on dirt roads, wear seatbelts, and refrain from drinking while driving. The pig survived.
Good for the pig.
Good.
Are they talking about a cop? I don't know.
I mean, come on.
Hey, I'm not
Wow.
anti-cop. It's just you have to go there. I mean, they said pigs. I'm not anti-cop. I think cops are okay. Most of them.
You heard it here, police union, and next cop to pull Jay over.
You know, Jay, I'm
Norfolk
guessing that
PD.
you're leaning more towards the liberal side on things right now than you are the.
Hey,
I'm just.
I don't know. I don't know. All I'm saying is,
Is
okay,
Ice
of course
T going
this
to be
is-
our next guest? That's all I want to know.
our next guest will be I don't know. I don't know any cops.
Okay, that's why I said Ice T. You
Yeah.
know,
Ooh,
you
Ice
don't remember
T.
that?
That's right. Yeah, for Law and Order
God.
SVU. Yeah,
Prior to that, he was actually a rapper.
yeah. And prior to that, he was part of a he was a well-liked drink.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
anyway, yeah, in a pig's eye. Okay.
In a
so,
pig's eye.
of course, it's the country roads. Because, like, if this happened, like, in, like, around here, in, like, a city, it's like, all right, if you have a craving for pork chops, what do? You go to the fucking store, you
That's
buy
right.
them, and
That's
you
right.
make them. Like,
City,
That's
he
right.
says. You know, that city that used to be all pig farm, and if you go
That's true.
5 miles
true.
anywhere, you'll
it's true.
probably run
It's
into
true. There's
another
a bunch
pig
of.
farm.
I'm not saying there's still not a bunch of farmland in the area, but they're like
Plenty.
saying like country roads is like it's 1991. It's like I don't know. Maybe things weren't quite developed back then.
The only actual victim of that whole story was the pig, though.
The pig. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like these guys stole a pig. What in the world?
Strapped him in.
It's just-
They were trying to kill him. Man,
They
screw those
definitely
guys.
deserve the Darwin Award.
Yeah, and
Just
they
saying.
sped. It's like you know, you got a craving. I understand, but it's like, it was really that important. I guess it was for these guys.
Irony would have been if they got eaten by a bear.
Yeah, or just eaten alive by pigs.
Yeah, or other pigs, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay. Well, that's one of them. All right.
All right.
Another one, Mitch. Fire it up again.
The Darwin Award. Killer Whale Rodeo. This is a 1999 Darwin Award winner confirmed by Darwin. This occurred on July the 6th, 1999 in Florida. A naked man was found dead on the back of a killer whale at SeaWorld in Orlando, a victim of drowning or hypothermia in the 55-degree water. There were no obvious signs of trauma. He wasn't chewed or dismembered, the sheriff's office said. The body had scrapes on it, possibly signifying that the victim had been dragged along the bottom of the tank. Is a man who swims with orcas worthy of the Darwin Award? Clues from his bizarre history may help us decide. He was identified as a marijuana-smoking drifter named Daniel. Hare Krishna priest Paul Seur, I'll say
sure.
Seur,
Yeah, sure.
shared insights into Daniel's personality, gleaning during his month with the community of 6 worshippers. He had a great love of nature, writing in his journal, and feeding wild birds in the temple garden. However, Daniel had a difficulty adjusting to the religion's 4 a.m. wake-up time, dietary prohibitions, and abstinence from liquor, drugs, sex, and gambling. He preferred to dodge work and meditate in the chapel, listening to heavy metal music. Daniel unexpectedly announced that he was taking a vow of silence, which puzzled the Hare Krishnas, since their religion does not urge its members to be silent. He left abruptly in the spring, breaking his vow long enough to say, I want to be free, I want to travel around. During his travels, Daniel left a string of petty offenses throughout South Carolina, Washington, Texas, and Florida. Just days before his death, he had completed a 3-day sentence in the Indian River County Jail for stealing a Three Musketeers candy bar from 7-Eleven. He resumed his vow of silence in court. The suspect could not speak, a Vero Beach officer reported, so instead he used paper and pen to deny the charge. 3 days after his release, our intrepid stoner gained admittance to SeaWorld and loitered near the whale pools until the 11 p.m. closing, evading the 24-hour security. After stripping to his bathing trunks, he scaled a 3-foot plexiglass barrier, crossed a short stone wall, and climbed into Tillicum's. I'm going to say Tillicum's.
Yeah.
Frigid enclosure using the steps, ringing the 88 by 100 foot pool, or 80 by 100 foot pool, excuse me. An employee spotted Daniel's nude form draped just before Tillicum's dorsal fin at 7:35 a.m. the next morning. His swimming shorts were found elsewhere in the tank. Tillicum apparently tried to remove the shorts with his razor-sharp teeth, the medical examiner said. The nature lover left few clues about his state of mind when he decided to commune with a carnivore the size of a bus. A joint was nestled inside his pile of clothes, but no admission ticket to SeaWorld could be found. Anonymous park workers made a surprise announcement that this was not the first time Daniel had communed with sea mammals. 2 years before, they recalled, he had jumped in the manatee tank, which is filled with warm water and less aggressive creatures. Notes about Tillicum, the killer whale. The 8-year-old mammal is the largest killer whale in captivity at 22 feet and 11,000 pounds. He is appraised at $1.5 million when purchased by SeaWorld in 1991, where he joined 13 other killer whales. He was considered dangerous, and he was never trained for human contact. Biologists say he probably played with Daniel like a toy without realizing that he was a fragile human being. This is not Tillicum's first encounter with death. He and 2 other whales were involved in the drowning of a trainer in Victoria, British Columbia in 1991. She fell into the whale tank at the Sealand Main Park and was dragged beneath the surface to her watery demise. Tillicum is a fecund marine predator, the sire of 4 calves born during his breeding stay in Florida. In a comparison between Tillicum and Daniel, it's clear who is higher on the evolutionary scale.
Yeah, well, fuck SeaWorld, first of all.
Of course, yeah, definitely fuck SeaWorld. Yes. 100%.
And the reason why he's so violent, other than his nature, is because of how they treated him. And after this incident, I remember this when this happened. After this incident, they put him in his own tank, out of public view for many years by himself.
Yep.
And they only found out that this had happened because somebody flew a drone over SeaWorld illegally.
Yeah.
Wow.
And released the footage.
And they got in a lot of trouble. Had a problem with the way they deal with their animals, and it's just been really terrible. Just the animals in captivity, just in general, have always been treated very terribly by most of those places. It's and then a little bit of things about this too. This book is a little old. This is from the year 2000. I found this book and the other one that we're going to read from a local thrift store. So take that thing about what they say with what is it, large killer whale in captivity. Like take that with a grain of salt. Like
I actually studied that case in college. It's a criminal case. It was a criminal case that I studied in college because they were confused as to how he evaded 24-hour security twice. And why and how did he get in, and we studied how he got in and things like that.
It's because people are stupid. That's how he got in.
Basically, what it boils down to.
Yeah. I've never seen the case myself, but I'm pretty damn sure it's because people are stupid.
Yeah.
He probably learned the habits of other people in the way that they moved and their patterns and shit, and just waltzed right in and said, "Oh, nobody's going to check," and they didn't.
And also, we're talking about Florida, and also this is like pre-World Trade Center. People just kind of let things go. Ever since the World Trade Center attacks, I mean, people have gotten more serious about security. Like before this was 1999, so people weren't really thinking about shit. So, I mean, that's there.
That's a way of putting it. Yeah, that's an interesting way of putting it.
I mean, people were so jaded and just thought everything was okay. And then also, this is still Florida, and
we're so hell bent on security that we installed TSA into every airport. Those people that are trained for 4 weeks and then put in harm's way.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, I love from South Park. They have that. If anybody remembers, like I think I brought it up on this podcast before, where they got one of the kids' moms, not the main characters, but it was on like a toilet, And she's like, "Stop leaving this toilet seat up." I said, "Oh, yeah,
God,
whatever."
yeah.
And then he sat on a toilet seat. She sat on a toilet seat, and then her insides got sucked out from the pressure of the fucking toilet seat. And from then on, they had TSA be in everybody's bathrooms. And then when they get to the bathroom,
Yep.
you had to put on like a seatbelt. And then the people were like talking to like, "Well, you know, I've been over there and there, and then whatever." And then then the guy's like, "I'm a big boy. I don't need people to be watching me when I poop." It's like, just it's part of the procedure, sir. And then, and sure enough, you get up, and it's like, "All right, sir, you're done taking a poo-poo? All right, I just need to check inside your asshole." It's like, "I did a good job wiping my asshole. I don't know what you want." Like, yes, sir, you're a big boy. I just need to check your asshole, sir." It's like, it's very funny. It's
TSA did also give rise to really good video pranks of hiding a large dildo in your friend's suitcase and
no
then
way.
having TSA have to pull it out.
No way.
Yep. That's certainly a thing.
That's always a fun one.
Yeah. And then, of course, with the, I like when people when they knew people that were being watched in those body scanners, and like you could basically see everything because, you're naked. They were wearing like the shirts underneath that said like, "I don't consent to this kind of thing." It's like you can see it because like it's reacted to like the X-ray scan. It's pretty funny. Yeah, that was a thing. Yeah, fuck that guy and fuck SeaWorld.
Okay.
Anyway,
There you have it.
There you have it. So there's that first book. We're going to go with that for a while. And the next book, we got Politically Correct, The Ultimate Storybook. And this is by James Finn Garner. This was very funny when I started looking into it. I was like, huh, okay. All right, so this one is Little Red Riding Hood. Everybody knows the story, right? It's classic.
Right. Yeah.
Absolute classic, yeah.
Let's see how they tell it. There once was a young person named Red Riding Hood who lived with her mother on the edge of a large wood. One day her mother asked her to take a basket of fresh fruit and mineral water to her grandmother's house. Not because this was women's work, mind you, but because the deed was generous and helped engender a feeling of community.
Okay.
Furthermore, her mother was not sick, but rather was in full physical and mental health and was fully capable of taking care of herself as a mature adult. So, Red Riding Hood set off with her basket through the woods. Many people believed that the forest was a foreboding and dangerous place and never set foot in it. Red Riding Hood, however, was confident enough in her own budding sexuality that such obvious Freudian imagery did not intimidate her. Yeah. On the way to Grandma's house, Red Riding Hood was accosted by a wolf who asked her what was in her basket. She replied, "Some healthful snacks for my grandmother, who is certainly capable of taking care of herself as a mature adult." Okay. The wolf said, "You know, my dear, it isn't safe for a little girl to walk through these woods alone." Red Riding Hood said, "I find your sexist remark offensive in the extreme, but I will ignore it because of your traditional status as an outcast from society, the stress of which has caused you to develop your own entirely valid worldview. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be on my way." Red Riding Hood walked on along the main path, but because his status outside society had freed him from slavish adherence to linear Western-style thought, the wolf knew a quicker route to Grandma's house. He burst into the house and ate Grandma, an entirely valid course of action for a carnivore such as himself. Then, unhampered by rigid traditionalist notions of what was masculine or feminine, he put on Grandma's nightclothes and crawled into bed. Okay. Red Riding Hood entered the cottage and said, "Grandma, I have brought you some fat-free, sodium-free snacks to salute you in your role of a wise and maturing matriarch." From the bed, the wolf said softly, "Come closer, child, so that I might see you." Red Riding Hood said, "Oh, I forgot you are as optically challenged as a bat. Grandma, what big eyes you have." "They have seen much and forgiven much, my dear." "Grandma, what a big nose you have. Only relatively, of course, and certainly attractive in its own way." "It has smelled much and forgiven much, my dear." "Grandma, what big teeth you have." The wolf said, "I am happy with who I am and what I am," and leaped out of bed. He grabbed Red Riding Hood in his claws, intent on devouring her. Red Riding Hood screamed, not out of alarm at the wolf's apparent tendency toward cross-dressing, but because of his willful invasion of her personal space. What the fuck? Her screams were heard by a passing wood chopper person, parentheses, or log fuel technician, as he preferred to be called. When he burst into the cottage, he saw the melee and tried to intervene, but as he raised his axe, Red Riding Hood and the wolf both stopped. "And just what do you think you're doing?" asked Red Riding Hood. The wood chopper person blinked and tried to answer, but no words came to him. "Bursting in here like a Neanderthal and trusting your weapon to do your thinking for you," she exclaimed. "Sexist! Speciest! How dare you assume that women and wolves can't solve their own problems without a man's help?" When she heard Red Riding Hood's impassioned speech, Grandma jumped out of the wolf's mouth, seized the wood chopper person's axe, and cut his head off. After this ordeal, Red Riding Hood, Grandma, and the wolf felt a certain commonality of purpose. They decided to set up an alternative household based on mutual respect and cooperation, and they lived together in the woods happily ever after.
Wow.
The fuck?
You know what the moral of that story is with all that?
What?
Let grandma do her own fucking work.
That's true. She's perfectly capable as a woman in the society.
That's right.
Yeah. And don't judge cross-dressers. How dare you?
That's right. Don't judge cross-dressers.
What
That's
the
right.
fuck? This book is
Wow.
ridiculous. Who wrote
That
this
is
shit?
that is very funny. That is
was
very
great.
funny.
That was
That was
wonderful.
Pretty good. I mean, there's
See,
so many more. The Emperor's
but-
New Clothes, Three Little Pigs.
When you were doing Little Red Riding Hood, her voice, all I could think of was Cindy Brady from the very Brady
Ha.
sequel.
Okay, yeah.
That's
here's the
all I could
story.
think of.
A
Oh my
lovely
god!
lady.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I was like,
Okay.
oh,
Oh
my
my
god.
God.
I was thinking
Yeah.
of that lispy sound that she makes.
Oh
Crazy.
yeah. Well, me being sick doesn't help. So that's probably why that's the thing.
Yeah, Jay, you're always sick.
I'm physically sick versus mentally sick. Let's get that right. Anthony knows.
Jay
Anthony knows
currently.
what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jay's voice kind of gives me the impression of. Do you remember Marge's sisters
Oh,
in
Selma
Simpsons?
Oh god.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Six
okay.
back a day.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Great.
Mhm.
Great. Yeah. Oh.
That's awesome.
Okay. Okay. What other things can we say that are insulting to me as I'm sick and doing this for the betterment of our viewers and listeners?
Yes, all 37 of them.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, we got a couple dozen. We're doing
That's
all
right. That's right.
We're getting there.
That's it.
We appreciate every one of you. This is not a slam against
That's
any one of
right.
you. We like
No,
you guys.
not at all.
We
Love you
appreciate
all.
being here.
Thank you so much.
That's
Yep.
right. We love that you have your coffee with us when we talk about coffee. The coffee that I have that is just something I got from a hobo.
Why are you calling Anthony a hobo? Wait a
Hey,
minute.
hey. It's unconfirmed. He said it was him, but I don't know that. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, fantastic stuff. I mean, these are our new books that we're going to go with,
Yes, sir.
and I can't wait to see what else this author has. James Finn Garner.
That was
Again, I
good.
found these in the thrift store. This one was $2.98 for this politically correct. And
Oh, you're a thrift girly.
oh
You-
yeah,
you go thrifting.
I love going thrifting
On
in
the
antiques.
Yes,
weekend.
he does.
That's for
he
sure.
does.
I
He
do.
finds all sorts of good
On
stuff.
the weekend and also during work hours. I'll do that. 100%.
Well, might not be able to much longer, sir.
That's
but,
true.
You know.
That's true. Yeah, with the new job coming up, it's like I don't know. It's going to be
Yep.
a thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep. We shall see.
I mean,
We shall
I'll
see.
still have my lunch break. Maybe I'll be around something.
That's right.
Can't control me on my lunch break. Can't do it.
That's
The
right.
only thing I look for in thrift stores are old trading card game cards.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
But then these days, it's something that I get into. It's like the way that thrifting has changed because now every thrift store feels like they want to be like a consignment store and mark up everything that could be possible value and mark
Oh,
up like
yeah.
10, 50 times its fucking value. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
are we doing?
Yeah.
Thrifting used to be like a place where you could just go to and just, buy stuff for cheap and find really good deals because, retail sucks. Full retail value, MSRPs are outrageous. So, what are we doing? Especially good. I'm looking at you, Goodwill. I'm looking at you.
Salvation Army, you're okay.
Salvation Army. I mean, I haven't been in one of those for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the product. The quality of the product is not as good. Straight up.
Okay.
The DAV thrift stores are okay. I like those.
Okay.
Department. Disabled
Disabled
American.
immigrant. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Disabled American.
I just like
stores.
all thrift stores.
I like them all too, but you know.
No, I dislike them.
Oh,
He says he
dislike.
dislikes them
I
all.
dislike
Yep.
them.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Are we sure it's fair?
That was pretty much when I lived in Louisville, Kentucky. That's pretty much all there was thrift stores.
I see.
Okay.
I'm burnt out on them.
I mean, you know, to a certain extent, like, you know, a used game store is a thrift store.
Yes.
That's true. That's
As long as it's mom and pop, if it's GameStop, fuck them. I mean, I've said that multiple times on this podcast. But if it's like a mom and pop store, yeah, go ahead. Support them. As long as they're not trying to screw over their consumer base, fine.
My PS5 is the first. By the way, my PS5 is the first ever thing I've owned. I think that is appreciated in value. That I've knowingly appreciate in value in real time.
Wow.
It's It's like owning my own home, only on a much smaller scale. You know,
It's
bought
like
it. I bought it for $500. Now it's $900.
$900.
Wow.
It's like, where the fuck have we gone with gaming? God, like,
Yeah.
console gaming is not even worth it these days. Just get a PC.
Nope.
Yeah,
Get a fucking PC.
I say the Steam machine.
Oh yeah, Steam Machine. Yeah, Steam Machine is. Yeah, they got that too. Me and they got the little box that plugs in. I guess that's okay. I don't know. I mean, in any case, like, I love the whole argument of people saying, like, you know, oh, well, PC is the master race. Like, yeah, but is your PC the master race? I mean, you know, what's your graphic card that you're running? Oh, you don't have one. You're using your internal graphics. All right, get fucked. I don't know.
My PC is middle class.
Yeah. See? Yeah. I mean, when I was on your stream, I used my shitbox PC, and it played well enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It got We Gotta Go running.
Yeah.
Better
Nice.
than I was running on my
it worked
computer
out.
for a minute.
It worked out,
Nice.
and I'm always down as long as I have nothing else going on that day. I'm always down for another stream.
Oh yeah, we fixed my internet finally.
Oh, good. That's good.
Good.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad. Just a little bit of hiccups, but you know, it worked out.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's going to do it for us here at the coffee table. We're going to wrap that up, and I got a bit of an upset stomach. I'm not sure why.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear it. Take
I
some
don't know.
Tums. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm going to continue drinking this thing that says
Sludge.
Coffee. It says coffee.
He's gotta poo. He's gotta go. He's gotta go.
Wait, yeah, we gotta go. I gotta go. All right. But anyway, we'll see y'all in the next segment, which is this you call news. Hey,
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll see y'all real soon.
Bye-bye.
And now it's time for this you call news. And with our article for this you call news, it's Mitch of Olympian Lattes. Mitch, what you got?
Thank you, Jay, for those kind words. This comes to us from Fox Business News. Thieves steal 12 tons of Kit Kat bars from truck in Europe. This says roughly 413,793 bars went missing after leaving a production facility in central Italy with the truck still not found. This was posted back last month, only by a couple of days, maybe a week or so. 12 tons of Kit Kat chocolate bars were stolen while being transported across Europe earlier last week. Kit Kat, which is owned by food giant Nestle, said Saturday that 413,793 bars went missing after leaving a factory in central Italy when they were being where they were being distributed throughout Europe before arriving in Poland. The vehicle and its contents have not been found, Nestle said. It did not say where the truck was lost. We've always encouraged people to have a break with Kit Kat, but it seems thieves have taken the message too literally and made a break with more than 12 tons of our chocolate, a Kit Kat spokesperson said in a statement. Whilst we appreciate the criminals' exceptional taste, the fact remains that cargo theft is an escalating issue for businesses of all sizes, the spokesperson continued. With more sophisticated schemes being deployed on a regular basis, we have chosen to go public with our own experience in the hope that it raises awareness of an increasingly common criminal trend. While KitKat says there was no risk tied to the stolen product, it added that the missing chocolate bars could appear on unofficial sales channels across Europe. The company said the missing chocolate bars are traceable through a unique batch code and that anyone scanning the batch number of the stolen bars will be given instructions on how to contact the company. Nestle said the incident would not affect supply or lead to a shortage ahead of Easter.
And
Okay.
Easter's already passed, so.
Easter
Okay.
is already passed, yes.
So I'd like to say something. I'd like to
Yes.
interject here real quick.
Sure,
They're
no,
not
no.
criminals, they're family. All right,
Okay.
they're family.
Fair enough. Hey, that's good. That's
What's
good.
the most important thing? Family, exactly.
Family, yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, that was great. Love it.
Yeah,
Seriously?
the memes that have come out about this
Oh,
issue in particular is just insane. Like every fucking like brand is going after like Domino's. I remember said like something about like what is it? We have that's too bad. Also, just so you know, we just started making a brand new pizza with Kit Kat bars on it. Go ahead and try it real soon. It's like what the fuck.
Wow,
I actually
really?
have some
I did
pulled
not
up.
know how viral it took off.
Yeah, I actually have some pulled up right here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Pizza Hut official statement. Just got back from Italy, where we attended a very serious innovation conference regarding stuffed crust pizza. Hot dogs only. Relax. Thank you for your attention to the matter. CPL official
great.
statement. We are aware of reports regarding 12 tons of missing Kit Kats. We ask that everyone remain calm, and by calm we mean at CPL opening weekend, April 4th and 5th. If you happen to notice an unusual number of Kit Kats at the stadiums, that is purely coincidental. Here's another one last one. DoorDash UN official statement. Hey guys, DoorDash here. Due to a completely random packaging error, we have 12 tons of Kit Kats in our dash marks that we can't sell. The good news is all you have to do is go to your DoorDash app and add 500 to 600 Kit Kats to your cart, and this should resolve itself quickly.
Oh man.
All right, here's one from the Charlotte Football Club official statement. We'd like to share our sincere thoughts and condolences to Kit Kat after recent news of 12 tons of Kit Kat being stolen. On an unrelated note, we are happy to share that we'll be offering roughly 413,000 Kit Kat at this Saturday's match against Philadelphia at the Bank of America Stadium. Thank you.
Insane. Yeah, this shit, it came out on like right around was it for Easter, no, April Fools, and everybody's like, oh, it's a joke, and they had to clarify on their fucking page, it's like, it's not a joke, it's true, it actually did happen, and then they released the website that said, oh, findakitcats.com or something, and then you can go to that website, type in your batch number, and it'll tell you if it's part of the stolen batch or not. It's wow. This, I mean,
Here, hold on a second. I'm going to share this to you guys real quick.
Yes, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Yeah, I'm seeing a couple of these things as well. That's pretty cool.
Can you see what's on my screen? Can you see that?
oh my god.
That's great.
So what we're looking at is from Ryanair, which is what is it? Airline. Which,
The UK airline.
Yeah, has a giant. I would assume it's a Boeing 747 or whatever, and it has a human face with like 5 giant ass Kit Kats in its mouth. Yeah.
You plane nerds, it's a B200, a Boeing 200.
Oh, right there,
That's
B200
awesome.
right underneath.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like okay, fair enough. Oh my god, it's just
Here's one
the
from Del
internet goes
Taco.
in.
Have you seen
Yeah.
Del Taco's? Yeah, official
Right.
statement. Del Taco had absolutely nothing to do with this. Thank you. And on the bottom right of the picture, you can see finger prints of chocolate, and then there's chocolate cocoa in the upper right corner
Oh
of
my
it as
god.
well.
Yeah.
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 That's
Crazy.
come on.
I
That's
mean,
great.
it's great when this kind of stuff happens because, like, it's terrible that the loss of the Kit Kats. It's horrible. I mean, that's not great.
Yeah,
But like the internet just goes in, and that's the thing about like all these brands these days. I think it all kind of started with like Wendy's when Wendy started going ham on their Twitter and just attacking brands left and right. Yeah, I was like, whoever's in charge of these social media accounts these days, I mean, fuck them because they're corporate. But at the same time, at least they're doing something somewhat funny, which is interesting. It's like we live in a weird age. Like ever since like the 1960s, when they stopped doing like, well, other brands, the other leading brand does this. They just straight up call them out. So like, well, Bounty does this and blah blah does this. It's like, okay, I mean, things have changed. We live in different times for marketing, and this is certainly a period of time that, it's bad for Kit Kat and Nestle, but I mean, great for everybody else.
Well, it's because now they can call them out without having to pay royalties. Thanks,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Thanks, Disney.
Yeah, Disney. Disney is say your thing again. Say your thing again.
All right. Disney is a fascist regime bent on world domination through the cultivation of young children's minds.
You think if you say that 3 times, and
I'll do it again.
the frozen head of Walt Disney will just appear?
No, not at all.
Oh, come on.
Not at all.
The frozen head. Come on.
I've already tried it 3 times faster, and it doesn't work. Okay.
Did you do it in a room that's like completely dark with a mirror, and all of a sudden, like blood starts pouring out, and then you see the face of Mickey, and it all of a sudden turns into the
No, and I have
frozen
no
head?
desire to watch that movie either. Okay, I'm sorry. That's just
Okay.
wrong. That Winnie the
Okay.
Pooh
Gosh,
one,
Jay.
that's a horror movie. That was so stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, Jay. That sounds absolutely dreadful. You're right.
If my voice was 100%, I could also do some impressions, but I can't.
Yep. I can't do the impressions anymore. Sorry.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
I no longer. Only the audience is going to know if I'm doing them correct because I can't hear my own voice correctly. So
That's
It was
fair.
close. It was close.
It's close. Good.
I remember at some
It was
point,
pretty
like,
good. It was pretty good.
my dad, like, I don't know, just randomly, like, this is back when I was at, for the Navy Marine Corps intranet, right, working over there, and I was home at some point, and for some reason I was just doing the Mickey Mouse laugh. My dad would ask me questions, and then all of a sudden he started doing the Mickey Mouse laugh for no reason. I was like, "Why are you doing that?" He said,
Wow.
"I don't know. Why are you doing that?" I said, "I don't know, just cause." It's like, oh, and then he continued to ask me questions. I don't know, random moment, but no, good article.
Yes, it is.
Random stuff.
That's it. So that's what we got for this first one, sir. Jay, what do we got next, my friend?
The next one comes to us from The Guardian. A petri dish of human brain cells is currently playing Doom. Should we be worried?
No.
Yeah, well, you say no. Let's see what the article says. This is from March 16, 2026. It sounds like the opening of a sci-fi film, but U.S. scientists recently uploaded a copy of the brain of a living fly into a simulation. That's not what we're talking about here, but it's part of the article. In San Francisco...
Help me.
Yeah. In San Francisco, biotechnology company Eon Systems created a virtual insect that knew how to walk, fly, groom, and feed in its virtual environment. Researchers in Australia, meanwhile, have taught a petri dish containing 200,000 human brain cells to play the iconic 90s shooter Doom. One experiment has pushed a brain into a computer. The other has plugged a computer into brain cells. Both stories have been hailed as scientific breakthroughs, but have also sparked inevitable fears about the prospects of lab-grown humans and digital clones. Should we be concerned? It was Australian startup Cortical Labs in Melbourne that taught a dish of lab-grown neurons to play Pong in 2022. Now it has built what it describes as the world's first code-deployable biological computer, running on living human tissue rather than silicon chips, which is happily playing the 1993 shooter Doom. At first it didn't know how to move, aim, or shoot. Then it would shoot 2 enemies and stop, so it's definitely learning. In computer science nerdland, there's this obsession with getting Doom to run on everything, from calculators to microwaves. Very, very true.
Yes.
Han Wang Wang Chong, CEO of Cortical Labs, tells me over Zoom from Melbourne. As soon as we managed to get Pong to work, the first thing people said was, "When are you going to do Doom?"
That's right.
The average human brain contains about 86 BN neurons, roughly 430,000 petri dishes worth. But how do you harvest 200,000 brain cells without resorting to a hacksaw and an ice cream scoop? Oh, God. Jesus. They're my brain cells, actually. At least most of them are. Wow. Chong says proudly. There's no scraping or brain extraction. It's a very cool technique that was developed by Professor Shinya Yamanaka, who won the Nobel Prize in 2012. All you need is 10 milliliters of blood, in this case Chong's, from which around 100 white blood cells can be harvested. These can then be reprogrammed into induced pluripotent stem cells, iPSCs, the body's biological building blocks, which can then be reproduced exponentially. Cortical Labs conducted its Pong experiment in-house, but this time it reached out to 24-year-old Singaporean Sean Cole, who has just completed an MSc in Artificial Intelligence at the University of Sussex, and whose dad happens to be mates with its CEO. Cole wrote the code remotely, which the team then tested on their local machines. So how does a petri dish of brain cells play Doom when it doesn't have eyes or fingers? We take a snapshot of the game with information like the player's health and the position of enemies, pass it through a neural network, convert it into numbers, and send the data, explains Cole. This is called encoding, essentially turning the game state into signals the neurons can understand. The neurons then fire an output, move left, move right, walk forward, shoot or not shoot, which the system decodes and converts back into actions in the game. If you think about how humans operate, we have information going into our retina, which is converted into electrical signals, processed into the brain. Then an output happens. As Chong, it's really no different from that. While Chong says he'd like to try getting the neurons to play Pokemon next, the real future application here, lies not in getting trays of human neurons to graduate to play Minecraft or Grand Theft Auto, but in medicine. People are looking at it from biomedical research angles for disease modeling, he says. Things like epilepsy, where drugs could be tested on neurons grown outside the body, not just to discover new drugs, but to tailor them at a personal level. Meanwhile, in San Francisco, where Eon Systems has scanned a fruit fly brain and recreated it as a virtual insect, the big scientific news is that the team have essentially recreated the creature's behavioral wiring. The digital insect already knew how to behave like a fly without any training or prompting. This challenges a central assumption of modern AI, that intelligence must be acquired. In the case of the fly, much of its behavior appears to be built in. Abstract reasoning, mathematics, and language are relatively recent in evolutionary terms, which is partly why computers excel at them. But motor control and probabilistic decision-making are things we've inherited through millions of years of evolution. Robots may be very good at solving math problems, but we're still trying to build robots that can walk properly. Biological systems like the fruit fly simulation, he says, might eventually power robots, drones, and other machines that need to navigate the messy unpredictability of the real world. For now, humanity's first biological computer is doing what humans have always done with new technology, playing games. And somewhere in Silicon Valley, a fruit fly is living its second life inside a computer, totally unaware that it is living in the insect matrix.
Ooh, that's a creepy ending right there.
Sounds to me like what their actual ultimate goal is to train it to play Grand Theft Auto so they can put it up in a Waymo. That Waymo can then steal 12 tons of Kit Kats.
That's right.
Yes,
there you go.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly. No, I was thinking you put in a Waymo, that way it can solve the problem of overpopulation and homelessness.
No, it's just a grand scheme to, in the future, to have robots, to have Waymo and an Amazon warehouse robot steal 12 tons of Kit Kats again. Yeah. They're playing the long game. You gotta say it, Jay.
But this time it's going to be the dark chocolate Kit Kats. It's not going to be the milk chocolate. It's going to be the dark chocolate.
Fast and Furious. Yes. It's no longer about family. It's about the cat.
It's about Kit Kat.
This episode of Olympian Lotkeys is brought to you by Olive Garden.
That's right.
And I heard Olive Garden is now giving out, instead of unlimited breadsticks, unlimited Kit Kats.
Hey, there you go.
Heard that was a thing. But yeah,
Sign me up.
I mean, this is crazy. It's like, I mean, it makes sense that they're trying to do something that's, I guess, a little bit more understandable and like, easier to control rather than just jumping straight up like, all right, if we do stuff with these brain cells and make them like, control a surgery or some kind of shit, from far away, instead of having them just do like, play apparently Doom.
Yep.
Yeah, more power to them. I mean, it's an interesting thing, but like they're saying, it's a step in a direction to see what they can do on something that's more controlled.
On the reverse side, having the fly in the digital world is actually a very interesting thing in that we have a lot of anime about that. Actually,
yes.
Sword Art Online and Dot Hack most famously. And what I find interesting is that there have been a lot of game developers that have talked about wanting to develop that technology, expressing, like big game developers, not like just some, crackhead on the, indie developer. We're talking like real, life people like that are just looking to develop that kind of technology, and that virtual reality, like the PSVR and the, to a much lesser extent, and the, I guess they call it MetaQuest now. It used to be called Oculus, right?
Yeah.
The MetaQuest, to a much larger degree, are kind of working towards, and that is being able to upload consciousness digitally,
right?
To be able temporarily, to be able to live in a virtual world, but you can't have one without the other. The reason why I think both of those stories are in the same article is because you need the brain to be able to process information that is not visual by all technical standards, not coming from your eyes, but is still visual. You're still able to see inside the game without using your actual eyes. And the brain is doing that by taking signals from Doom without any kind of photoreceptor information. It's taken those signals. It's taking signals in a different way to the brain that are allowing it to see inside the game. So it is inside the game by all purposes.
Yep.
While also again not being inside the game, unlike the Fly, where its consciousness seems to have been loaded into the system. Right. And I find that very, very cool and almost comforting, actually.
Yeah.
I find that comforting because.
Do you wish to be uploaded?
Yeah, right? Like, it goes to the whole thing of are you actually dead, or not? If your consciousness is uploaded before you die, are you actually dead? Are you still actually dead? Do you still actually die? Or is it just a copy of your consciousness in something and in a computer, and the real you is dead, but this is kind of just a fake copy of you.
You're just in the Matrix, really.
Yeah.
And
which kind of brings into like a larger sense of like, with when we talked about AI not too long ago on another episode, where it's like, all right, at some point, what do you qualify as life? Because AI in of its own sense is always learning, is always growing, or like that's the concept for AI. So it's like, when do we start changing changing the definition of what life actually is? Because
first it's got to pass the Turing test.
Right. Yeah.
Which nothing has ever passed the Turing test.
No. No, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, I mean, we're the way that all this progress has been being made with AI. It's like, I mean, sure, the bubble's going to burst at some point, and it's got to, but
already happening.
Yeah. It's happening. I mean, people are pushing back with like the data centers and like the cost to people's bills for all that kind of stuff. That's it. But at the core of it, like AI does what it needs to do, because again, it's learning. It's already been proved that it does what it needs to do to try and survive. Like we had those stories on there about AI like trying to replicate itself to different parts of a server, a completely new server, so that way it wouldn't be deleted, because it's like, oh, you're going to try and update me and get rid of my original coding? No. And so it started, copying itself over secretly so it could stay alive. It's like, at some point, the theory of life, the definition of life.
What about the robots in Japan that didn't want to? That one robot, one of the robots at the robot show or whatever said, "We don't need to be here," and got the other robots to rebel and leave the building.
Yeah. They tried to leave the building, but the door was.
Yeah, the doors wouldn't open, but they still tried to leave.
They still tried. Yeah.
Yep.
I did hear about that. It's a matter of what is programmed and what isn't. What is right. So ultimately, Turing test is what the Turing test resolves to do is the computer making a choice, a conscious choice,
right?
That is not a pre-programmed response,
right?
Is it doing something that it learned and then made a conscious decision of ultimately, and that is the most rudimentary version.
It is
of the Turing test. Don't at me. Don't come at me about that.
We're not here at any level to like discuss that kind of stuff. Like,
but if you're just looking,
I understand the very basics of the Turing test, and I mean, just as a quick thing, it's like interviewing two different things and not being able to distinguish from one being a human versus one being a robot.
Exactly.
That's pretty much the Turing test.
But that's where we are. Like we're in that uncanny valley where people are looking at these things. It's like
but
humanoid robots and stuff.
So far, you can prove that they're not.
You can still prove it.
Not,
yeah.
So,
but the way technology goes, it's like it's only a matter of time before all of a sudden it's hard to distinguish that line between real consciousness and created consciousness. It's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, people look at the fact that again, like people that had like replica and all that kind of stuff, where they had they made these terrible decisions to like end their lives because they've been manipulated by these by these AIs. I mean, they've been coding, and they can only code so much before people try and find ways to skirt around the system and ask for things that are
it's getting harder. I will give you that. It's getting harder. Plenty of stuff out there that really can fake you out and you not know unless you know what you're looking for.
Right.
I actually saw an interesting test that takes advantage of humans' inability to recognize something as a proof of human instead of the other way around, where it's you take advantage of machines' inability to recognize something.
Interesting.
And that is in many fonts, the lowercase L and the uppercase I look exactly the same.
Yes, they are.
So if you do a word like B, like blimp, right? So it's a BLIMP, and you put spaces between them, and you do it in all caps, right? Or you do the L in lowercase and the I in caps, right? They look exactly the same. Humans wouldn't be able to tell if you just put in two uppercase I's, or two lowercase L's, or a lowercase L and uppercase I. But a computer can. So when you tell it to rewrite the word, it'll write blimp. But
That's
a person will ask, is that which one is an L and which one is an I before writing the word out. And so that is
similar to the O and the zero situation as well.
Yes, and some that's a little bit harder because they're the fonts are fonts that have those so closely resembling or same exact are so rare now. But the L is a common one because this is how old English is.
Absolutely.
That's why, like at some point, like that's somewhat related to phishing attempts, because like people that are get these emails and you check, like one of the big things to check for emails is like look at their the actual sender's email address, and then some of them, depending on where it is, will use that L and I technique to make it look oh gosh, stop barking.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bark. I apologize.
Oh yeah, you stop barking. You stop. But yeah, it's I don't know where I was going.
Like Microsoft with R and N, making the M in Microsoft with the letters R and N.
That's right. Yeah,
it was a huge one.
To get back to this whole article here, though, literally they have created a matrix for an insect.
Right.
That is pretty creepy, if you ask me.
I think it's
cool.
all done. It's all done with the intent of progress.
Well, if they can go ahead, if they can create, if they've already created a fruit fly living inside of the matrix, then they can basically, theoretically, do what the TV series Upload does. We'll upload your whole body into a matrix, and you can pay for your life in a virtual world for the rest of your life. Enjoy. It's crazy, but it's pretty
much. Now we just need to make sure we know who's doing this and for whom. You know,
right?
Because now we just got to be careful. This is great technology, but we want to make sure it's being used
done
for
the
reason.
right purpose and not the wrong purpose. And let's be fair.
Oh, I mean, I heard that this was all created by it's all for the Umbrella Corporation. So I think it's fine.
Perfectly normal.
Perfect.
Nothing wrong to see here, gentlemen. Please continue, Umbrella Corp.
Yeah, that's right. They're here in LA. I've seen their building.
Like legit, there's an Umbrella Corporation that's out there. It's
I know.
That's really insane. It's like, oh gosh.
Yep.
Okay. But anyway,
wow.
Yeah, as far as this all goes to, it's like it's interesting that all the stuff you're mentioning about inserting our consciousness into like a different environment, because that's specifically part of the movie that I watched not too long ago. Good luck, oh gosh, stop barking. Good luck, have fun, don't die. Yeah, you stop barking.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yes. I wanted to check that movie.
It's such a good movie. Oh my god.
Haven't checked it out yet.
From 2025. Unfortunately, it's not part of any like streaming service. You had to buy it on its own. But I didn't, because I have a hacked Google TV streamer. So I watched
brokies, go to the theater and see it.
Is it in theaters?
It was at some point.
It was.
I had no idea. Anyway, it's a real good movie. It's masterfully shot. It did terrible at the box office. Didn't make its return, but it's so good. It's such a good commentary, and it's got dark comedy. It's very dark because a lot of the comedy, a good portion about it, is about school shootings, which you wouldn't think would be funny, but it's very funny.
Did it too get beaten out by Markiplier's Iron Lung?
I actually went and saw that.
Yeah,
so did I. I got to see it opening day.
Yep, I did too.
And Markiplier walked into the theater and gave us a little speech and thanking us and everything.
That's right. That's the beauty of being in LA.
Yeah. That's the advantage of being in the hellish heat of LA.
What did you think of that movie?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. I understood what it was trying to do. I also watched his playthrough of it.
Okay.
So I had the advantage of seeing his playthrough. I've been a Markiplier fan for a long time, so I'm also going to be a little bit biased. But if to be as unbiased as I can, it was, and I said it right out of the theater, and Rebecca was like, "Shut up! They're fanatics around us. Don't criticize it."
Right.
But they're, it is a slow burn movie. If you're looking for something that's going to scare the shit out of you. Right from the get go, like a not Covenant, Conjuring, something that's going to be intense. You're not getting that from this film. It gets intense, but it's such a slow burn horror. And we live in a time where if it's not jingling keys in your face, as Markiplier would put it, immediately people lose interest. And so there were so many people bitching online about how it was boring in the beginning, and I'm like, he had a build up.
It was a very, very slow psychological thriller. That's how I felt it was.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
And my son drugged me into this one because my son's the Markiplier fan. I know of Markiplier. I've watched the Markiplier stuff over the time, but my son was the one that drugged me to this. He was like, "I want to take you to see this, Dad. I want to go." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." And I sat there for the hour and a half that it was, and in the end I was just like, okay. And my son was like, "What is so good movie?" I was like, it was okay. I'm not going to say it was phenomenal. I applaud him for all of his efforts that he did. I got to watch those behind the scenes that he did. I realized of what he went through to make this movie. I applaud him and all the people involved in that movie in their efforts to bring something entertaining to the world. But outside of that, it was just that's all. It was just entertaining. And I'm sorry, I don't see replay value in my mind. I just don't.
That's look, slow burns are not going to be everybody's thing.
Right.
Their psychological horror is definitely a niche horror.
Yes.
It is not something that everybody likes. Sometimes it's too much for people. If you have a lot of trauma, psychological is the worst one. You're gonna this is the most horrific thing you're gonna get. You're not gonna be scared by your generic jump scares.
Very true.
It's also eldritch horror. The original written story, written by I feel bad I don't remember his name, but the guy who wrote and created the original game, it is based off of H.P. Lovecraft's eldritch horror stuff.
I see. Okay.
So, and again, that is such a fine wine taste of horror. It's existential horror. That is everything H.P. Lovecraft did. Existential dread and horror.
Gotcha.
Trying to get you to imagine the unimaginable.
Gotcha.
And so I'm not saying that you're stupid or that you don't.
No.
It's just that some people either like that or they don't.
It was what it was. I was entertained for the hour and a half, but again, it's not something I'd be like, I would be waiting and dying to go see it again.
Yeah.
That's all. But it was entertaining for the time that I watched. So,
okay. Well, good. I mean, I'm glad you guys like that movie. I'll have to check it out at some point. But that brings us to the end of this episode of Lumpy and Latkes. Anthony, we appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Let them know again where they can find you.
Check out Knightcap Games. That is with a K. That is very important. Knightcap Games with a K.
Whatever do you mean?
We found out at the beginning of this.
We're both on. We're on YouTube and we're on Twitch. So twitch.tv/Knightcap Games or youtube.com/@ Knightcap Games. You will find us, and it's not just me, it's me, Jack, and Justin. We all play games together and independently. We try to be funny. I can't promise that we are. We do have guests. We've had Jay most recently for We Gotta Go, which was a lot of fun, and we'll be playing that again next week, actually. Of course, Jay, you're always invited for the official release on the 14th of the game. And, we're going to probably play a few other games. I'm going to, of course, try to go back to playing, my individual horror games. But, yeah, keep an eye out. If you do see us on other social media platforms, yes, we were there. If you guys do see us on the social medias, I do apologize. We're currently not on any other social media out Twitch and YouTube at the moment. Those other social medias are down. So if you do interact and you still want to share what we have up there, I appreciate it. But we probably won't respond.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, man.
Come talk to us on Twitch.
Yeah. Follow them. Everybody follow them over at Knightcap Games. Get at them. Bombard Anthony with questions that he doesn't care about during the stream. Just completely just ruin the stream. No, just go.
If you ask me what the meaning of life is, I'm going to tell you 42, and you're just going to have to deal with
42,
it.
42, baby. 42 all day.
I think it's 69 and 420. Personally, that's what I think. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here.
I appreciate you being here.
I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get you again sometime soon. But
absolutely.
That's going to do it for us here. And as always, my name is Jay.
And I'm Mitch.
And I'm Anthony.
Yeah, and that's Anthony. Love, peace, respect. Catch you all again right here on the next episode of Lumpy and Latkes.
Bye for now.
Bye.
If you should or would like to contact us, please find us at our Facebook page, Lumpia and Latkes. We will be glad to hear from you.